Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about how to glow from the inside out. And today we're talking warm weather moisturizers. I can't believe it's that time already. You know, I always say that moisturizers are the product that can make or break your skincare routine. And I just find with my combination skin and living in a four seasons climate, I do find myself switching that product up because the season demands different things from my skin and from my skincare products. So today I have a new batch of recommendations for you for all different skin types. So I've got you covered in this video, and I want to let you know I've made a couple of warm weather moisturizer videos in the past that I think still have really great recommendations. So I'm going to put those in the pinned comment as well. All right, if you're so ready to jump into these moisturizer recommendations, give the video a big thumbs up and let's get started. Beauty of Joseon Red Bean Water Gel. Now, this is my recommendation for those who have a very oily skin type, and this is also great if you have an acne-prone skin type as well. Now, this features 44% of red bean extract, and this is a really good one for oily and acne-prone skin because it helps to control the excessive sebum production on the skin. So, yeah, if your skin is overproducing oil, especially in the summertime, right, this can be a great ingredient to add into your skincare routine, but that excessive oil can sometimes lead to acne as well. And so it definitely does have benefits in both of those areas. It's also an ingredient that has some claims around skin elasticity. How proven that is, you know, it's always up for debate, right? I'm definitely one who will say, like, I'll take my chances, I'll try it out, I'll see. But really, where it's proven, the bean extract, it's particularly good for helping to control oil. There are also some well-aging peptides in the formula that can definitely help to lift up that skin elasticity claim, right? But really for me, the star here is the texture. It is a true gel texture. Now, just to let you know, I'm going to be talking about each product from the thinnest, lightest texture all the way up to the thickest texture. So just know this is the lightest of the bunch. If that's important to you, this is it. It is a really beautiful, thin, lightweight gel texture. As you spread it across your skin, you're gonna feel some hydration to this. Not like really deep, not like a big drink of water, but it's gonna feel really nice and refreshing and a little cooling on the skin as well. The gel texture itself, it doesn't have like that heavy gel feel, or sometimes gels can almost feel moisturizing. It doesn't have that at all. So it's just a really thin layer with light hydration, sinks in the skin very, very quickly, and it is like weightless on the skin. There's no stickiness, there's no tackiness, there's no additional shine to this. Sometimes I talk about gel moisturizers that kind of disappear on the skin. That's what this does. That's what this does. It is just that lightweight. It is just that thin. It is just that appropriate for very oily folks. Skinfix Barrier Balancing Water Cream. Now, this is my recommendation if you have an oily skin type, a balanced skin type, if you are acne prone, or if you have very sensitive skin. Now, the formula here includes ingredients like zinc PCA, niacinamide, and green tea. Now, these three ingredients are working to help reduce inflammation and redness on the skin. And these ingredients can be beneficial for folks who do have acne prone skin because zinc PCA is a hydrating ingredient. It's considered a humectant, but it also has some sebum controlling properties to it. Green tea is also a great anti-redness and anti-inflammatory ingredient with antibacterial effects, which can be beneficial, like I said, for acne prone skin. And then of course, niacinamide, has some benefits for acne prone skin as well as helping with your skin barrier. Now, there's another ingredient in here called saccharide isomerate, and this is a really interesting humectant that actually helps to not only hydrate your skin, but it actually helps that hydration last longer in the skin as well. So you see how this kind of comes together with some really beautiful humectant content, some anti-inflammatory benefits, anti-redness benefits, but also really keying in on really long-lasting hydration without a heavy sort of seal-in occlusive quality to this texture. They call this a water cream, and this definitely does have a creamy element to it, but it's definitely much looser, more gel-like, maybe even a bit runny, and it definitely bursts into hydration as you spread this on your skin. It feels incredibly hydrating. Where Beauty of Joseon was just giving you the lightest amount of hydration, this is diving in a little bit deeper, and I think it can help to soothe some symptoms of dehydration, but it's very, very light, sinks in deep, and then right at the top of your skin, you're gonna feel a skin softening effect. Your skin's gonna feel very smooth, and there's just a kiss of really light moisture, just that little bit of creaminess in the texture, just very gently hugs everything in without weighing your skin down. So you get hydrated, slightly plump, and very soft skin at the surface, but your skin is still very much able to breathe. It is still not feeling like suffocated or weighed down. It feels really great, especially if you have a humid climate. And I don't find this to be sticky or tacky at the surface, which is sometimes a downside. Some of these kind of like water creams or these gel cream type textures, they can sometimes get kind of sticky. This is not. This sinks in very fast. You can move in with your sunscreen right away. Remember, these ingredients like the green tea and the niacinamide and even the zinc PCA have a soothing, calming, anti-inflammatory effect, can help to reduce redness on the skin. So just that and the really simple formula here makes it a great choice as well for sensitive folks. Cocokind Electrolyte Water Cream. Now this is going to be my recommendation for oily skin types, balanced skin types, combination skin types, and also those who suffer with acne prone skin or sensitive skin. And this one's interesting in the name, right? Electrolyte cream. Electrolytes here, it's actually a trio of ingredients that includes zinc PCA as well as magnesium PCA and sodium PCA. The zinc PCA and these other PCA ingredients, if you will, are really great for bringing lots of hydration to the skin. They can be very soothing to the skin. They can help with your skin's natural moisturizing factors, and they can help with your skin barrier function as well. So just overall, they're not only hydrating your skin, but helping your skin to be healthier and stronger and just operate a little bit better, if you will. Now, these ingredients can also help to protect your skin from environmental stressors. And, that's kind of sometimes I say with antioxidants, yeah, we kind of know what that means, right? We kind of know what environmental stressors are, but, it does include things like sun exposure. It does include things like ozone action days, right? And pollution in the air. And those can sometimes be common occurrences during the summer months. And those types of things can actually wear down on your skin. They can actually cause inflammation, which in turn causes damage to the skin, to the collagen structure. It can weaken your skin barrier. So it does actually make sense to have these types of ingredients that protect against environmental stressors, formulas that contain robust antioxidants. These can actually be beneficial aids in our skincare routine when it comes to the hot summer months that can sometimes have really bad air quality. So that's my little spiel about environmental aggressors. But first and foremost, this cream is really just about hydrating the skin, quite honestly. And that really comes across in the texture. You'll notice it looks a lot like the Skinfix cream, but there is a bit more plumpness, a little bit more body to the texture of this, as well as a little bit more moisture too. This is part of my recommendations for oily skin, but also I'm starting to work up more towards combination skin. I think combo skin that wants a really lightweight gel cream texture would enjoy this as well, because there's very much a balanced feel to this. As you spread it across your skin, lots of hydration. Really, this is a drink of water type of moisturizer. It feels cooling, refreshing. And if you do have a little bit of dehydration, it will feel like it sinks in deeper to kind of that source of your dehydration. So it feels very, very hydrating. The texture, as I mentioned, there's just a little bit of bounce and body and plumpness to this, and that definitely helps to give some bounce and body and plumpness to your skin. It will plump it up and make it feel really nice and juicy, especially if you like to layer other hydrating products underneath it. And then at the top surface, you're getting, again, that skin conditioning quality, that softness, that moisturization, and just a little bit more of a feeling of hugging it in. It's not full-on occlusivity, but there's just a little bit more tucking in your skincare, just a little bit more preventing the dehydration. Thank You Farmer Pure Rice Gel and Cream. This is my recommendation for balanced skin types, combination skin types, and those that are suffering with dehydrated skin. And this is a years years long recommendation from me. I've talked about this cream so much on my channel throughout the years, and I almost exclusively talk about it in the context of summer, and it's definitely one of my favorite recommendations for combination skin. But what do I always say about this if you're a longtime viewer? I always say it should be called the cream in gel moisturizer, not just gel and cream, because the cream is legit inside of the gel. So just look at this. This is one of the most entertaining, really charming skincare products out there. I really like this concept, and it's not just for looks. It actually does serve quite an interesting purpose. So we do have this gel portion here, and it is one of those more full-bodied gel. This is not like the Beauty of Joseon Red Bean gel. It's not that light. There's definitely more of a fullness here, and it really fills your skin, this gel. Really hydrating, but it also like kind of just goes in your skin, you know what I mean? It like really plumps it up. Really fills every little crevice with hydration, with almost like a balancing kind of feel to the gel. Very, very bouncy. It feels juicy and good, and really, really lovely. And then we have the cream portion here, and it is like a creamy lotion type of texture. It's not like a really heavy, dense, hard to spread type of cream. It's much more fluffy, almost like air has been whipped into it. Incredibly silky, very, very creamy, very elegant. But what I really like about it is the customization factor. Like I said, it's not just for looks here. There is definitely a function to this product. So you can use the gel portion in your oily areas. Like, so for me personally, I love to use this like in the T-zone, which can get quite oily in the summertime. And then I love that luxurious, like whipped kind of cream here. It's so great for the U-zone, especially around my chin. I always feel quite dry, even in the summer months when I'm sweating my butt off and overproducing oil. For whatever reason, this area just always seems to be a little bit more dry for me. And so the cream is just the perfect amount because it really addresses that dryness and keeps my skin comfortable. But it, as I mentioned, it's not like sealing my skin off, so I can still breathe in the heat and the humidity. Oh, you know, when you step outside and the air is so thick and heavy, you just start sweating immediately, like under your clothes. You're like, I barely moved. Like, this sucks. That's the type of weather that I'm talking about. My skin can still breathe through this cream, but it really helps to address those dry and tight areas. But what's also kind of interesting about this one too, and I think where you can get some benefit as a balanced skin type, is you can actually take a little portion of the cream and a little portion of the gel and then mix it together. And now you've got a superpower, right? You could apply that all over your face or areas that need a little bit more of both qualities. It just kind of like, it kind of maximizes it a little bit. It definitely thickens up the texture, thickens up the protective feel of it, but it still maintains a breathability for, again, combination skin first and foremost. But I think even balanced skin types, this could be a good night cream for you. Or if you are the type of person who likes gel in the morning and cream at night, instead of having two separate products, you could have this one. You see where my mind is at with this one. Like, it's so entertaining and charming, like I said, right? Like, it really, like, it makes me happy when I open this package, but it is actually so, like, it has so much function. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is so helpful. Access Y Panthenol 10 Smoothing Shield Cream. Now, this is going to be best for combination skin, balanced skin, those who are suffering with dehydration, a weakened skin barrier, and those with sensitive skin. This is a cream that actually features 10% of Panthenol. Now, you know, this is one of my favorite humectants because not only does it hydrate the skin, but it strengthens your skin barrier by helping to support the lipid layer in the skin. And that is crucial for dehydrated skin, right? Because you really do need to strengthen your skin barrier. Every time I bring this up, I say it, but I say it out of love because I wasted so much time in my youth. I wasted so much time trying to treat the symptoms of dehydration, just really trying to like blast my skin with lots of humectants, lots of hydrating, lightweight skincare. And I was completely neglecting my skin barrier, which is the root cause of your dehydrated skin. Your skin barrier is what helps to hold hydration in place, which helps to resist the dehydration cycle, really, right? The hydration escaping from your skin through transepidermal water loss. Because if that epidermis or that skin barrier, right, isn't strong, it will escape through. And that's where you get that dry and tight feeling in the middle of the afternoon. You're like, my skin feels so uncomfortable and I just want to like rehydrate it. Yes, rehydrate it, right? But strengthen that barrier so we can actually actually cut down and, like I said, really break the cycle of dehydration and those symptoms, right? So I love Panthenol because it does exactly like both of those things in this really beautiful, very hydrating, very satisfying kind of feel. And it always brings such a juicy, replenishing quality to any skincare product that it's in. So 10% is a very good amount. Now, this cream also features Teca, which is a kind of like a manufacturer name for the combination of 3 of the 4 biologically active compounds of centella. And so those are azaticide, madecassic acid, and asiatic acid. Now, biologically active compounds, like these are the compounds found within the centella plant that are responsible for centella's soothing, anti-inflammatory benefits, its skin protective benefits, its antioxidant benefits, like all the benefits we associate with the centella plant, it's in these compounds themselves. So think about Teca or even just these individual compounds as the more purified, more potent versions of centella, because they don't include all parts of the plant. They're just isolating the really potent compounds that give us all the benefits. And then they're also using beta sitosterol, which I have talked about here on my channel before. It's basically plant cholesterol. And as you know, cholesterol is a key component of your skin barrier along with fatty acids and ceramides, right? But cholesterol plays an important part. It's a very important lipid to help what? Hug the hydration in place. And so they're using the plant version or like the vegan version of cholesterol. And so it all comes together in a cream that is meant to soothe the skin, hydrate the skin, and strengthen the skin barrier. The texture looks like a more traditional cream texture. Like we're definitely moving away from like that gel component that we've seen in the other moisturizers that we've talked about so far. But it's actually a lot lighter than it first appears. Once you spread this onto your skin, you realize it has almost like a melty type of quality, and it spreads out to a much thinner layer, but it definitely has more of a creamy, almost a balm-like texture to it. Very thin, very easy to spread, but just a little bit more of an occlusivity factor to it. So as you spread this onto your skin, it just kind of melts down. It feels really silky, very moisturizing, protective. It's really helping to hug all your skincare in place, but it's not like a seal. It's not like so occlusive that your skin can't breathe. It's not overwhelming, and it's not heavy. So they've really walked an interesting line here with a creaminess that's light on the skin and a little bit of an occlusive hug, but not like a shield, not like a barrier, this isn't slugging, right? But it just has a very nice, light, breathable quality to it that helps to hold everything in place. And so that's really why it's my recommendation for dehydrated skin. I already talked about how it strengthens your skin barrier, right? But even just that quality of just a little bit more protection at the top layer of your skin can be really crucial in fighting off that 4 p.m. dehydrated, tight, and irritated feeling in your skin. Because when your barrier is weak and, the transepidermal water loss is occurring, having something a little bit more protective at the surface of your skin can kind of slow that process down while you're working to strengthen up your skin barrier, right? It can slow that down and make your skin feel a lot more comfortable throughout the day. Tower 28 Daily Barrier Recovery Cream. Now, this is my recommendation for combination skin types that lean a little bit more on the dry side. This is also going to be great for balanced skin types, for dehydrated skin, for a weak moisture barrier, or for folks who have sensitive skin. Now, this is a really simple formula. They are using ceramide NP, and as I mentioned, ceramides are one of the important lipids in the skin barrier, which is really important to address when you suffer with dehydration symptoms, right? So we have some ceramide content in here. They're using hyaluronic acid, which is a humectant, right? It helps to bring hydration into the skin, but a very simple formula, as you can see, just looking at the ingredients, right? And that's part of the reason why I recommend this for sensitive skin types, because there's like the common irritants just aren't at play here in this formula. Very, very simple. And even in the texture, it's incredibly straightforward and simple. It's just a cream texture, right? A very classic cream texture. It is kind of like a medium light cream texture, and that's part of the reason why I feel that this is appropriate for like combination skin that maybe leans a little bit closer to the dry side in hot weather. This will still feel breathable for you, but it's going to offer more moisturization for your skin. As you spread it, you're going to see a little bit more of that lightness in the cream, but there's no gel component. There's no watery component. It really is a cream texture that spreads really really nicely across the skin. You're going to feel that moisturization element. The hyaluronic acid is not playing a huge role here, so you don't get that like plump, kind of like deep down hydrating feel, but what you get is that moisturization, that skin softening, and then like that occlusive feel that really just kind of hugs everything in place. And like I said, can really help to fight off that 4 p.m. dehydrated, tight, and irritated feeling because you're creating that more protective layer on top of your skin. I actually didn't think I was going to like this cream, quite honestly, because it is so simple. And I do enjoy simple skincare, don't get me wrong, but I thought it was going to be maybe too simple. The ingredients didn't really stand out to me. The texture didn't really stand out to me, but it's actually a really well-performing moisturizer. And like I said, moisturizers make or break your skincare routine. And so I don't mind if it's something as simple, as long as it's not like so simple that it doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? And this works. It gently hugs in the hydration. It gently fights the dehydration. It offers moisturization that feels light, non-greasy, not overly rich, not something that leaves your skin shiny at the surface. So it's actually something that I feel comfortable going out when it's much warmer and my skin is feeling a little bit more oily, but those dry areas, as I mentioned before, right, my skin can kind of go into more of a dry territory, and especially dehydrated territory. My skin kind of demands moisture. It just has to meet the season, right? It has to be seasonally appropriate. And this feels seasonally appropriate if you have a little bit more dryness, but you don't want to overwhelm your skin. And just that simple formula, it's definitely great even when my skin's feeling a little bit irritated. Cosrx, the Ceramide Skin Barrier Moisturizer. Now, this is my recommendation. Again, combination skin that leans a little bit more towards the dry side. This is also going to be great if you have a weak moisture barrier, if you're suffering with a lot of dehydration on your skin, or if you have sensitive skin. Now, I just did a dedicated review to this moisturizer. It's a pretty new product, so if you want to dive deeper into it, I would really suggest checking out that video, but I'm going to give you like the quickest overview that I possibly can about this. They're using 7 different types of ceramides, 2 of which are not really recognizable on the ingredient list because they're using lab-made ceramides, Ceramide PC 104 as well as Ceramide PC 102. And then they're using 5 of the more recognizable Ceramide AP as well as NP, NS, AS, and EOP ceramides that you might be more familiar with. They're also using cholesterol fatty acids. We also have phytosphingosine in here. All of these are great barrier restorative lipids and can really help to really strengthen up a weak or damaged moisture barrier. They're using a whole bunch of hydrating ingredients in here, including panthenol, but also different forms of hyaluronic acid, glycerin, and betaine. And then they also are using 2 really good occlusive ingredients. And, you know, as I've talked about in terms of dehydrated skin, it can be very helpful to have that more protective finishing quality to your moisturizer that fights the dehydration and the transepidermal water loss. It looks quite thick and traditional cream as you squirt this out of the tube, but when you start to spread this across the skin, you see that it actually kind of like melts and bursts down into something that looks more watery. We're almost going back to that original kind of gel cream sort of texture that we talked about earlier in the video, but don't be fooled. This actually packs a punch while still being quite light on the skin. So you get this nice burst of hydration from all those humectants. They do dive deep into the skin, and if your skin is dehydrated, you need that hydration deep within the layers of your skin, right? And this really seems to get down to that source. And then you get the lipid content, which makes your skin feel really soft, really nourished, really moisturized. But because the texture is really balanced here, it's not greasy, it's not thick, it's not overwhelming, right? It's not oily feeling. It just really softens and conditions and nourishes the skin in a really lightweight type of way. So do you have a favorite moisturizer for warm weather? Let me know in the comments below. Now, if this video helped you out and you haven't hit subscribe yet, please, before you go, please hit subscribe. Come join our skincare community, especially if you love deep diving into ingredients and textures. That's what my channel is all about. So turn on notifications so you're never out of the loop. I love you so much. Thanks for being here with me today. Thanks for making multiple years of warm weather moisturizer videos possible, because I cannot do this without you. I'm so grateful to you. I love you, and I just want to encourage you to keep shining your light. I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.